BAT, the basic attention token, is on a massive rally, and the question is, what's going on here? Who's buying, who's selling, what's happening? Let's have a look at some fundamentals. Let's also have a look at on-chain analytics to go beyond the price action. Because in the end, the fundamental question is, does it still make sense to buy BAT? Is there still some upside potential, or is this a short-term pump and dump? Now, the basic attention token is the token issued by the Brave browser team. It's the leading browser that focuses on privacy and that focuses on crypto. And the adoption of the Brave browser has been growing over time. And so today the price of BAT is at 28 cents. It's up 36% this week. This month it appreciated by 73%, but we did see way larger rallies in the past with subsequent dumps. So we do see that the price is not necessarily one-on-one correlated to the popularity of the browser. Now here is what's very important when investing in any altcoin. When we buy an altcoin, we take on more risk compared to just buying Bitcoin. In other words, if we take on that additional risk, we also should get more compensation for that risk, right? Why would we increase our risk if we don't get more return? Thus, I believe it's more important than looking at US dollar prices to actually look at relative valuation prices. Did an altcoin outperform Bitcoin? Because if the answer is no, then at least in the past, it wasn't necessarily the best investment. And so unfortunately, that's true for the basic attention token. This is BAT divided by Bitcoin, and the chart starts in May of 2019, and BAT underperformed Bitcoin by more than 93%. And yes, we are in a rally recently, but that rally is somewhat of a blip in the marathon of prior suffering. But let's have a look at what drove this price decline, and let's try to figure out if this small rally here is the beginning of a turnaround. To get a bit more details, let's have a look at the on-chain analytics. So let's look at the buyers and sellers. Let's look at transaction data. Now, the first piece of information we have is the number of holders. We've got 443,000 holders of BAT on the Ethereum chain. And we can see that with this current rally, a lot of new wallets buy the token. So what we're seeing here on the left is the number of new users per day in the last month. And we can ignore the latest data point because today isn't yet over. I would not be surprised if today is even higher than what we've seen yesterday. Now on the right side, we see the relationship of new users versus returning users per day. So now we normalize to 100%. This is how it looks like on the left when we add the returning users. In other words, most of trading still happens by existing wallets, potentially even automated trading, potentially even bot trading. Now what we've got over here are three charts that I look at for pretty much any token that's discussed on this channel. And that's the number of retail investors versus the number of whale investors on chain. And the way this segmentation is done is through minimum holding thresholds. So on the left side, we see the number of wallets that have at least 3,000 BAT tokens. Now at the current price, that's a bit under $1,000, and that's what I consider retail. Now in the middle, we've got medium-sized holders, so that's now 3,000 tokens minimum holding. On the right side, another 10x, so 30,000 tokens. Now for the chart in the middle, we go at 10x in minimum holding compared to the left, so that's now 30,000 tokens or $10,000 worth of the token. On the right side, another 10x, so $100,000 worth of the token. We can observe that there was a peak in the number of retail holders in November of 2020. We see that peak a bit earlier for medium-sized retail in April of 2020 already. And for the whales, interestingly enough, they continued accumulating longer, up until January of 2022. So retail tended to offload for a long time. The whales tended to buy up until a point, but they have stopped those purchases as well afterwards. And again, those are very long-term charts. The number of all holder segments are going down for the last 3 years roughly. And so let's see what's going on in the last month. Again, we went up in the price by 73%. Do we also see accumulation, at least short term? The answer is unfortunately no. The number of retail wallets went down by roughly 200. Medium-sized retail stayed flat, and so did the number of whale investors. And so the only thing we can actually see is that there's more activity. So the existing traders trading more among themselves. There are more buyers and sellers recently. It's not comparable to what we have seen during the bull market in 2019, 2020, but we are picking up just a little bit. And so that raises quite a few question marks, right? How can a price go up by more than 70% in a month when the number of holders on chain tends to go down, when people people tend to rather exit the token? I believe the answer lies in market manipulation, it lies in market making, it lies in the people that own most of the token. And the market makers of course have a lot of bet. And the trading doesn't happen necessarily on chain anymore. It mainly happens now off chain. It happens in the centralized exchanges, the black boxes where we can't look at the actual data. So check this out, most trading volume happens on Binance, but it's actually not those 16% that are moving the price. I believe it's the bets on the price, the levered instruments, the derivatives that move everything. We've got Binance here again with 64% trading volume, so 93 million, but we've got Toolbit futures as well. Now what on earth is Toolbit? This is the Toolbit centralized exchange. And I believe this is simply a white labeled Binance. Maybe for a market where Binance is not allowed. Because just have a look at how similar those websites look. We've got a magnifying glass, we've got a login, a sign up, a download button, and our language selector. The download button shows a QR code. And here we've got Binance, the exact same setup, also with a QR code over here for downloading. So this is simply just another front end for the same thing that happens under the hood. So really, Binance is moving almost 200 million worth of trading volume in the last 24 hours. Now don't get me wrong, the BET US dollar price can still go up, but that's probably not necessarily idiosyncratically to the BET token or to the Brave browser. It's mainly because crypto itself is expanding. Because what we see over here is the stablecoin market cap over time. The chart starts in 2022, and with the collapse of Terra Luna and the Anchor protocol, and when UST depegged, we started a contraction of the market. We saw how the bear market started and how a lot of prices went down. This then turned around at the beginning of October of last year. Since then, the stablecoin market cap is going up, and that's recently even accelerating. And so this is how that works, right? When you send your hard-earned fiat currency to a centralized exchange, that centralized exchange sends it over to a stablecoin issuer. That stablecoin issuer hopefully holds those funds in a safe account and then issues or mints the tokens on the chain. And what happens on chain we can see over here in this chart. So when this is going up, more stablecoins get minted because more fiat is flowing into crypto. When this is going down, then people are withdrawing from crypto. They pull out their fiat currency. And so when money flows into the crypto sector, of course, all kinds of assets can go up because there is correlation, right? Correlation looks like this. Everything is green, but the risk to reward is not necessarily the same for all of those tokens. I still believe though that the best risk to reward is still in the meme coins. It's in the smaller cap meme coins. Have a look at those performances here. We saw Big Dog Think going up by 670% in the last week, or Lucky Coin by more than 400%, Bully by almost 300%, etc. You get the gist, right? Most of those performances are in the market caps of hundreds of millions, not in the billions. The big question always is, how can we get one of those outperformers early, right? How can we spot a small altcoin that has the potential to 3, 4, 5x in a single week? My answer to this is the following. It's shown over here on the screen. It's wallet tracking. So I like to track the wallets of influential people, of top traders, of people that move markets, of influencers. I like to look at what are they buying and what are they selling. And for example, over here, 2 days ago, we had the Martini guy that bought the Moon token. And that was directly on Pump.fun. So that was the Solana blockchain. And he bought this for 4012. And we then, of course, discussed this at length. But have a look at what happened to the token. It made a massive run up, more than 1000%, then came crashing down, no surprise here. But have a look at the current price. It's currently at 4093. So even after this massive collapse, the price is still up by 8x or so. That's how early some of those signals can be, right? How else can we find tokens like this that shoot up like that? This was literally a 100x since the signal. Now here is the guy that we are tracking here. This is the Martini guy. He's got 149,000 subscribers, and of course when he talks about a token, that token generates some attention and the price tends to go up. And so here's the magic in all of this. Through on-chain analytics we found various of his wallets, and we track his wallets. We've got 12 of his wallets in total. Finding those wallets is the actual art of the game. Now, not all of those signals go up that much that quickly, but still, have a look at this. This is Alex Becker. He bought the Spectre token at $2.38. And again, that was just a bit over 24 hours ago. That's up now 14%. And probably you know Alex Becker, he's got 1.5 million subscribers. The reason probably why the token didn't go up much more yet is because he hasn't published a video on the token yet. At least he didn't promote it recently. Here are the wallets that we track by Alex Becker. We've got 12 in total. But there's also a way to get these kind of tokens even earlier, to follow influencers that are a bit more risky in their approach. For example, here we've got Crypto Gains that bought Spectre already at 16 cents. So that was way back in the day. It was over here. Since then, we are up more than 1,500%. And so here's Crypto Gains. He's also got a bit over 100,000 followers. So again, when he talks about especially the smaller tokens, they can get quite a bit of momentum. We do have a few more of his wallets. He tends to change wallets quite often. We've got 55 that we are tracking. In total, by the way, we track more than 400 wallets. And so really, this is, I believe, where the real alpha is. It's not buying those large cap cryptocurrencies with billions and billions of dollars. It's buying the small ones, but doing it smartly, not just picking something randomly in a list. It's following the smart money. It's following the people that tend to make very profitable trades and thus get very similar returns to them. And so I like this approach that much that I made a dedicated tutorial section just on this topic. So this is 8 videos in total. How can we find influencer wallets? How can we track those influencer wallets? And how can we interpret the signals that we get from the tracking? It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. The link is down below, thebitcointrader.com. Premium is not just about wallet tracking. It's also about on-chain analytics. It's also about backtesting. It's about portfolio diversification and risk management. There's more than 100 tutorial videos in total. Once we have got a wallet signal, we also have to discuss when should we buy, when should we sell. We also have to compare our on-chain analytics. That's why we've got dedicated chats on the individual altcoins as well. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $125 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, in case you don't learn anything, just message me within the first week and I'll refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. And so is 28 cents the ceiling for the BET token? I don't think so. I think it will go up together with the rest of the market. But will it long-term outperform Bitcoin? Probably not. I think the best risk to reward is really in the smaller tokens. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.